Morning, guys. People read your bio, and some people don't. So I thought I'd do a. Excuse me. I thought I'd do a video to explain my situation, without sounding like it's all about me. But obviously, people might be interested. So I got diagnosed with bowel cancer in April 2024. Very scary, tears, etc. Went in for surgery 24th of June 2024. Surgery went well, blah, 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 blah. 8 days after my surgery, I got a stoma and everything, and did an open surgery, so I was stapled back together basically. 8 days after my surgery, I went to be sick and my bowel exploded. Very scary. Lay there panicking. The staff were panicking. They didn't know what to do. The emergency surgery team were already in surgery. Not their fault. They're busy. Very, very scary. Ended up literally letting me lie there with excrement coming out of my tummy and just covering me in towels. So the next day, the surgeon came to see me. Obviously, I had nurses cleaning me up and everything they could. Surgeon came to see me and said, "I'm going to have to take you down for major surgery. The very high percentage that will put you on an anaesthetic, and there's a very high percentage you won't wake up." Just think about that for a moment. I'm laying in a hospital bed with my loved ones. My friends are outside waiting to see what's happening to me. And I'm told I might have to go down to surgery sometime today. And it could be my last day in this life. Imagine how scary that is. Not just for me, for my friends, my family. Obviously my wife was absolutely in bits. So she asked for a second opinion. So we had another surgeon come. They had a chat between them with the previous surgeon. And they decided they were going to take me down for emergency surgery, but have local anaesthetic. So I had surgery whilst I was awake and have my PICC line fitted, which is this in my arm. I didn't know what a PICC line was at the time, never even heard the term. It's basically like a cannula that goes into your blood, but it goes into a main artery towards my heart. And that's how they feed you and keep you hydrated if you can't eat and drink. Because I didn't eat for a couple of months. I had an NG tube up my nose that were getting rid of stuff off my chest, etc. So they decided they were going to take me down for surgery to have basically they were doing into my open wound, doing what they needed to do. I had my PICC line fitted. I had a nurse talking to me, trying to keep me. I had like a blue sheet so I couldn't see anything. Very, very scary. Obviously gritting my teeth. To be honest, I didn't really feel that much because I was probably on adrenaline, and I was really, really scared. So next so many months in hospital, I ended up with 4 months in hospital. I had 6 weeks in one hospital with my PICC line and everything. And I had the tissue viability team and the stoma team coming basically to come and re-bandage, redo my bags. I've got a vacuum pack bag on the bottom of my tummy. They'd done like a little sort of bridge, for want of a better word, across the middle of my tummy because I had a 60 centimetre open wound. And then the top bit, I had like a wound manager on that were collecting all my waste. These kept leaking and everything, and obviously I was getting through gowns and bedding galore, which obviously I couldn't stand up, so they were changing everything whilst I was in bed, washing me, etc. So I had several months of this. Trying to walk, struggling. Every time I walked, there were feces coming out my bag. I'm saying they moved me to QMC at Nottingham. I spent 4 months in hospital. Several illnesses whilst I was in there. I ended up with my hands and my feet had got like, it looked like almost like chicken pox, but it was just on my hands and my feet. They didn't know why. I got sepsis twice. My kidneys were playing up, hence they were trying to get the fluid right for my PICC line. Didn't have anything to eat until I had something to eat. My last meal was 23rd of June, obviously the day before my surgery, and I started eating again probably, I'm gonna guess, end of August, maybe probably early September. Obviously, really, I'm only restricted to a litre of fluid a day, 2 litre in my arm overnight, and I was allowed to eat little bits. But to be honest, I weren't hungry at all. I was just frightened. I was scared. That scared I was going to die. Sorry. Shouldn't say that word, sorry. I was scared I was going to be unalive. So, after loads of cancer and everything in hospital, because mentally I was in tears every day. Every day I was in tears. I had loads of visitors come. My wife come as often as she could. 3-4 times a week or whatever. Her work were brilliant with her, to be fair. But best way I could explain it is I could have a room full of people and it still felt like the loneliest place in the world. That's the only way I can explain it to you. People's going through it with you, but ultimately I was going through it myself. And obviously your brain does certain things to you. I worried sick, weren't worried about passing away, worried about what I'd leave behind, worried about my wife, because she'd just crumble, she'd be a mess. So eventually I came out of hospital. Dad sorted me an hospital bed out for home, which I'm on now. Look, still on my hospital bed. I've been home since middle of October. I had to go back in hospital a couple of times with certain bleeds. My PICC line wouldn't flush because my wife had to get trained on that. Even district nurses can't do my PICC line. I had to learn to walk again. Couldn't walk at all. Couldn't even stand up. So you imagine everything's being done for me. I'm getting washed. I'm getting cleaned. Getting all my medication done for me. All my bags get changed several times a day. I didn't wear clothes for I don't know how long. I was just in a hospital gown for months and months and months. Christmas Day, where my bed is in my kitchen diner, used to be my dining table, and it will be again one day. But Christmas Day we ended up, my mother-in-law was here. We didn't bother with a Christmas dinner because obviously I can't eat much. I'm restricted to my 1 litre of fluid a day. So we did like a little, we had crackers, we had party hats and everything. Me and my wife sat on my bed. My mother-in-law sat in a chair, and we used my hospital table as our little table, and we had chicken sandwiches. But we made the best of what we could. Eventually I started having physio in the new year, which was very frustrating. My very first time she tried me to do stairs when I could walk from my bed to my hallway. I could put my left foot on the first bottom step. Couldn't even pick my right foot up. It was like it was glued to the floor. Just physically weren't strong enough. Eventually we worked on it. The first time I did 3 steps, I had two physios. So the first time I managed to do 3 steps after like 3 or 4 weeks or so. It was that emotional. I was in tears. The physios were in tears. Obviously they do this as a job, you know, they're fantastic at what they do. Eventually they've got me walking outside. I walk to next door but one, etc. It's nice and steady. It's just so nice. I mean, my first, to start with, before I even went out, I didn't see outside other than out the window. I didn't see outside for, I don't know, probably 9 months. I've not been out for 9 months. Only way I'd been outside was transferred in the ambulance from one hospital to the other, and then from hospital to home. And that's it. You know, I didn't go outside. You know, and I weren't strong enough to even stand at the window and look outside. So, were just awful. Absolutely awful. Physically and mentally awful. So, current situation anyway, positivity. I'm still alive. I'm dressed now. I can stand up. I can walk a little bit. Not far, but I can do a little bit, which is brilliant. Can't do things I used to do. I don't bend, so I can't pick anything up. So I've got my wife bought me a grabber. I've got a chair in the shower, but it's that hard in the shower. I just can't do it. So I get washed at my kitchen sink. Better than no wash at all. Flannel wash. I've got a perching stool, so if I want to try and make myself a drink, it's all, they've put me an extra handrail on the stairs. I don't really go upstairs, but when I want to, I've got 2 handrails, which is really helpful. I had a Zimmer frame. My mates gave me an electric wheelchair and a mobility scooter. What a fantastic friend that is. I've had to learn a different way of life. One of the things I struggled with my value in my household as a person. I've always been, I've got a well-paid job. I've got a job I really like. I've always been the breadwinner. Don't mean it in a sexist way at all. I've always been better paid job than my wife. My wife works her absolute butt off to earn good money, but she has to work, and she's a grafter. So I sort of lost my meaning of life for me as a person and my normal life. So one of the things I have counselling. Sorry, my brain's not the same anymore. I have counselling now. I'm on loads of medication. I have counselling. One of the things she's taught me to do is, where I am now currently, there's nothing wrong with feeling, they think I've got PTSD, so there's nothing wrong with having trauma about what I've been through. There's nothing wrong about worrying about the future, but try and control it. Because at one point, every hour, I was just in bits because I felt like a burden on everybody. I'm fighting it back now because I could just burst into tears. But I'm not going to, promise you. If you're still with me watching this video, I really appreciate it, because it's probably quite boring if you don't care, which I understand. So we just stay positive now. I've got more operations to have. I've got a big operation coming up. I've got to go for the camera in my stoma to see if they can do anything with that. They're going to open me back up and me intestines, sew it back up, put it back in my body. My stomach muscles are on my sides. They've got to try and put my stomach muscles back together. Major operation. But I have every faith in the NHS. Fantastic. We're so lucky. So lucky. And hopefully this time next year, July 2026, sort of, maybe August, whenever it may be, I'll be fully back up on my feet. Depends when I have my operation. Hopefully end of this year, 2025. They said I'll be in hospital for a month. Come home, get my physio. Hopefully get my PICC line out after another month. Hopefully I'll wake up with no bags. What a life I can lead. Back to positivity, back to doing things. Don't procrastinate. I've always been the worst easy for me to say. I've always been the worst procrastinator you'll ever meet. So I'm doing everything tomorrow. Everything tomorrow. And I can't be arsed today. That's changed. If I can do something today, I do it today because I get to do it today. How lucky am I that I get to do things? Can't do everything I want to do. Nowhere near. But I do get to do certain things, so I've got to do it. If I can do it, do it. Why not? But as soon as I'm better, we'll be booking holidays. We're going to be having a lot more fun as a family. I've always been overweight. I've lost 9 stone due to this illness, really, and not eating a lot, Yes, I was a really big lad. I'm a lot slimmer now, and all I can do now is work towards being really, really healthy. But I just thought I want to let everybody know, do a little video, just to say little, we're nearly 15 minutes in, I'm sorry, I'm waffling. Just a little video so people can see it. I'll pin it at the top of my page so people can see it. And if you want to have a look at it, appreciate it. Just so you can have an insight to what I've gone through and what I'm going through. And what my friends and family have been amazing. There's no word for my wife. My wife's been breathtaking. So is my mother-in-law, to be fair. I had my mother-in-law doing my meals, helping me out much as she can. Obviously, my wife's got a full-time job as well as running the house, looking after me. We're trying. She's had to do all the cooking, cleaning. My bedding sometimes has to be changed 3 times a day. I've had to get changed 3 times, 4 times a day because of a leaking bag. I'm just grateful for where I am now. We'll look to the future. I'm going to keep doing lives. I enjoy doing lives, and I'll keep you all updated every day. And when I go in hospital, as soon as I come round, we'll be doing some lives. I'll show you my hospital and how my operation went, and I'll share my journey with you all. I wish I'd have stopped showing you all my journey early from when I was in hospital, because I had 4 months. Lay there, basically playing games on my phone and watching television on my phone. That's it. I'm obviously seeing visitors. So, but anyway, I've waffled enough. Thank you all for listening. If you're still here, if you're not, I understand. It's boring. It's just about me. And I get it. But thanks, guys. I appreciate all your love and support on here. I can't put in words how grateful I am. Thank you ever so much, guys. And I'll keep you all updated. See you on lives. Thanks, guys. Take care.